So welcome, Brandy from our Ecovillage. Great to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Kosha. These are the days when we need to connect all the more. So I'm grateful to be in that connection with you and all of the interconnections of that. So our Eco Village is here on Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada in British Columbia. We're 30 years in, but 20 years on this particular demonstration site and education center. Probably most people around the world know us the best for the lawful permaculture work that we've done over the last 20 years. And curiously, though that was a big part of our permaculture design contribution in the world, it set our eco-village in a curious position to be able to really respond in a unique way to COVID-19 right now. And part of that is we are multifaceted in our land use zoning, our allowance for many, many activities and many kinds of people here as stakeholders, and partnerships with government, all three levels, business and corporate, academia, and the grassroots, has us, one, in a very connected channel of information coming to us. Weirdly, we've been on an emergency response training program since May 2019. And so we've been working with national trainers around how to respond actually from a permaculture and eco-village design perspective and to emergencies. And then we fell into this in 2020. We are currently also able to bridge from the on-site village into the global village in a number of ways. So one, we're onboarding people into safe shelter and safe food by taking them through a 2-week isolation period. And we're building up the team of the people who will be here, even though at one time it was 10,000 learners per year. Now we're limited to how many people can come and work together with us. But the push is very large. We have over 280 people on a wait list. And we're trying to respond to it as quick as possible, but we also are getting interesting requests, like a local hospice doctor has asked us to start taking on hospice patients that need a safe place to die because the hospital isn't safe for them and or their family wouldn't be able to visit them. So those kind of local needs, along with ramping up as many CSA food box programs as we can, is sort of what we're doing here. And then we're organizing an international internship that we're hoping to kind of pilot for the Global Ecovillage Network and other partners.
That's amazing. So just coming back to the comment you made about the hospice, are these people who are ill from COVID-19 or people who have other diseases that or other reasons why they're passing at this time?
Yeah, well, today we have a woman who's coming here who's passing. She has cancer and she has deeply wanted to live in an eco-village in a cob house. And we have a place called a healing sanctuary that is a birthing and a midwifery space. And if there's ever been a time of midwifing change, it's now. And so she's asked if she might be able to come here and utilize this space to have a really great ending to her life, not in an institution.
That's beautiful, and I see how huge that need is at the moment in the world.
Yeah.
People actually being admitted to hospital and then, that's where they get COVID-19, even if they come for very different reasons. And how do you feel about the protection of the community? You're speaking about quite a few guests still coming in, social isolation, hospice work. What about the protection of the core community? How is that working for you?
Yeah, we have a set of protocols on our site that for 6 months, we've now made a blanket decision that we won't be coming and going. And anybody who's coming in is coming in through a 2-week isolation. We go as close as we can to verifying that they are symptom-free, and as far as we can see, can assist in safe shelter and safe food. And that's our big, and safe community. and not to be exclusive, because this was always our worry at our eco-village, is to stay really interconnected with the wider world. But we do have vulnerable sector folks here, and especially if people are in hospice. So we see that we're protecting hundreds and hundreds more people by providing safe food, not excluding people, but more including people in that mission.
Beautiful. You know, and we also see how the interest in the local food production systems that ecovillages have is growing so rapidly, of course, at this time. And I hear that you've already been doing this emergency training starting in 2019, right? Or even earlier. But how do you see the interconnections between the COVID-19 crisis, the climate crisis, the extinction crisis, the inequality crisis that we have in our societies?
I think we see it the same as we've always seen it. And then we started to train up to be the social beings that are interconnected to responding instead of having to react. And when we came here 20 years ago, we talked about there being a crisis. And what we've noticed in 20 years with 10,000 learners a year coming here, it's the human and social response and lack of interconnectivity together that is the challenge for humanity right now. We probably could have taken on climate change so well, so long ago. We just don't know how to do it together yet. So we like to think about eco-villages being incubators to help bring forward that social connectivity and that deep interdependence that people actually have to re-village and learn. And whether it's urban or rural, like downtown LA or a farm on Vancouver Island, it's really about how do we all become pieces of the whole again and claim that. I don't think again, we always have been, and then respond from there. So the idea of a crisis is just a continued conversation, and the ante's been upped now because we're not hosting all these people. We're not supporting all these learners face to face. We will be doing some online. We have an internship that is attempting to look at how to create and build revillaging on that level, how to take an 8 shields model and we each stand in our roles, how to interweave ourselves again. And I really acknowledge this next seminar coming up as well from Jen, and how that's contributing to the entire planet needing to see deeply our interdependence now and act on it.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Brandy, for coming and sharing from our eco-village. Beautiful to hear from you.
Yeah.
Maybe just if there's a last small thing that you can say about the inner transformation that this is bringing to you, the experience of this time.
Yeah, for me personally, I see we were born for this. And it's kind of like we never get handed something that we're not ready for. And so all the ways we think that we're not ready, or people are panicking or feeling anxiety, I invite myself and everyone else who listens in on this level to the idea that we have resiliency, that we have deep adaptation. It's just a huge process to let go of the trappings of privilege and entitlement and colonization and corporatization. And that cultural way of being was something we adopted, not necessarily who we are. So in some profound way, I'm grateful to re-become the villagers and the humanity we've always been, and shed some things that we no longer need.